So going through my manuscript, I basically get chapters to review on my book from the editor every week. I always find after that I get the chapters, I don't have a very good sleep. I think everything kind of replays in my mind, and it's every time I kind of read it back that I realise how far I've come. Like, I don't think you realise how far you've come until you look back, which is an incredibly hard thing to do, actually. But sometimes I think it's a necessary thing to do. And while this process has been really hard for me, it's also been incredibly rewarding and therapeutic as well. But I basically just wanted to share, I know I've spoken about this a little bit before, just about the point really where I decided that I wanted to end my own life. Just because I want to get the point out there that, you know, you can come through this, you can have those feelings and literally be in that moment and actually be doing it, like acting it out. So it's not just a thought anymore, you're actually doing it and you can still come through that. I just wanted to share this very short piece which kind of describes the moment really that I got to, which was the time had come. I'd literally had enough. I couldn't think, I wasn't functioning, and the only way out seemed to be death. I literally couldn't see anything else. My brain had broken. I remember sending a message to a friend which was just a string of letters and didn't even make any sense. I had made my decision, I was fairly at peace with it. It was like a calm wave had come over me. I didn't need to fight it anymore, this was the end. I wrote letters to the people that mattered, but I barely shed a tear. This was for the best, it was the way it had to be. I had enough tablets, old antidepressants, lorazepam, mood stabilisers, and then regular painkillers. And I sat on the floor in my lounge on my laptop looking at everyone else's Facebook lives, casually taking pill after pill. It's a very hard time. It's a time that's very hard to explain. It was like I couldn't remember what I was doing from one moment to the next. I would do something and then wonder if I'd done it. I was writing down what I'd taken to keep track and make sure that I had taken enough without forgetting. At that point in my life, my brain had completely fragmented. I literally didn't know what I was doing from one minute to the next. Like, I'd speak to my mum on the phone and I'd put the phone down and I'd be like, did I just speak to my mum on the phone, or did I imagine that? I was in the throes of an eating disorder again as well. But I'd eat. I'd randomly, occasionally eat a plateful of food because it was almost like the anorexia forgot it was there. It was a completely bizarre... It's completely fragmented and I have a good few months where I remember nothing, just little bits. My fiance had also been sent to prison at that time. I'd been discharged from hospital, and I remember going home from that hospital where I'd been for 3 months. God knows why I was discharged, to be honest with you, but I remember going home and that silence being the loudest noise I'd ever heard. And it was incredibly difficult. My fiance was in prison, I'd been discharged from hospital. They didn't really know about the manic episodes that I was having. I didn't really tell them, which was probably partly my fault. I didn't explain everything properly because I felt crazy. They should have really picked up on it, but you know, I was in a dreadful place, and when I think of that time, it's still very difficult, and it took me a long time to get over that period of time. I was having lots of bizarre experiences, delusions and things like that, which would then just crash into depressions. I couldn't remember what I was doing. I was just an absolute mess. But I'm still here. That's the point that I'm trying to make, is that I'm still here. And I just want to put the message out there really that it is possible. You can be in a desperate place. You can think that it's never going to get any better. You can have lost hope. You can have lost any thread of sense, any thread of, you know, just being yourself, lost yourself completely, and you can still get through it. It's just about moment by moment. I was very lucky. Somebody intervened. I've spoke about this before, and it was almost like a moment of fate. And maybe if he hadn't have done that, maybe I wouldn't be here. And I do think that this friend saved my life that night. But the point is, look how things have changed for me now. It may not be perfect. It may not be how I planned my life on being, and I've missed out on a lot. And sometimes that makes me angry. but I've also gained a lot from the experiences I've been through. And I think it takes time to come through things and realise that maybe not all of it is bad, and maybe it's all happened for a reason, and you just kind of have to get through the moments. But it just shows that things can change, even from desperation of completely losing self-awareness, that you can come back from it, and that you can turn it around, and that it is possible. It really is possible. And it's not just me, and I'm not just a story. You know, there's so many other people with similar stories to mine. So just keep going, day by day. I always say you don't have to have a good day, just a day that you get through, and that is more than enough.